know, just from the little few issues they've had so far. I mean, they just got married, and it just looks like doomsday for majority of the couples, like majority. And there's like two couples that I'm just like, I don't even know if I want y'all to stay with this person, even if y'all could quote unquote work it out. I don't know if y'all deserve to be with those people. Like, I couldn't wait for it either. I wish I would have did it sooner. Last episode really made me like a few of them. Exactly. And I do feel like there are a couple of people that may be a little bit misunderstood. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna defend them. Um, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. So I always start with Austin and Jessica because they're the ones that make the most sense. They're the ones that get along the best. They seem to, you know, really be gelling, but this is very early to say that. But I mean, there's nothing really negative to say. I mean, I feel like Jessica is like taking the reins and is like kind of like being the leader. I don't want to say wearing the pants, but she does act like Austin's mom, but Austin looked like he's looking for a mom. I mean, he looked like he's looking for somebody to replace his mama. So if she's willing to be a mom, quote unquote, if she's willing to take that role on, you know, I don't see what the problem is. Now, if she had a problem with that, I would have a problem with it. But if she don't have a problem with it, why should I care? If she liked to clean up after him, if she liked to pick up his clothes, if she liked to, you know, and in exchange for that, she gets to have rule over what they do. If that's the way they work things out to be, I have no issue with that. Yeah, Austin acts like he needs somebody to tell him what to do. Some men need that. Some men really need that. They will be lost without a woman in their life to guide them. Some men really are like that. And personally, I wouldn't want a man like that. I know probably some of you probably wouldn't want a man like that. But there's some women who like to run the house, who like to be the alpha female and, you know, run things. And if that works for you and your household, why should I have a problem with that? That's your household. I feel like they communicate better than some of the others. I agree with that. I understand matching people who aren't perfectly aligned, but I mean, it seems like some of them just don't have a fighting chance from the jump. I agree. Jessica acts like Austin's mom. She does, but you know, it is what it is. You haven't missed much, Kimberly. We just started. Just talking about Austin and Jessica. Why are you against black men? First of all, I'm not against black men. Where where did that come from? You must be trolling. I'm not against black men. What? That's good for them, but I'm not picking up after no grown. Me either, Deja. But if that works for them, if that works for them, I mean, what can I say? Hey, Lexi. I have nothing against that sort of relationship. I personally know of a couple that's in a relationship like that, where she kind of like takes the lead role. I mean, he does his job as a man. Like, he works, he takes care of his family. He, you know what I'm saying, he's a breadwinner currently. He, you know, he helps take care of the baby, like, along with the mother. But she just takes on that role of making the decisions, like a lot of the decisions. And, you know, that works for them. So, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, as long as Jessica doesn't have an issue with that, then it is what it is. Well, welcome, Estivali. First time making a live. What's up? Um, you, from the beginning, you've been slandering my boy Mike. If Mike was white, I would have the same things to say about Mike. It's not about black men. It's not about being black or white. If anything, and I'm gonna be totally truthful here, I feel like I give a lot of leeway to black, just people in general. I give a lot of more leeway than I would probably other races. And, you know, right or wrong, I probably do that more than anything else. But if Michael was a white person, who, I mean, I would say the same thing. So what are you talking about? You must not watch my videos all the way through. I'm concerned about mental health of any person who chooses to enter a marriage and still being hung up on a past relationship. Sometimes instead of a man, some self-care. Exactly, I agree with that. I prefer a man who could take the lead but teach his own. Exactly. Okay, Lorenzo, ain't nobody slandering Mike. Please, let's not do the race card. Last season you were on Matt's case. It's not a race thing. Exactly. Trash men come in many colors. Exactly. Now, I feel like the man I've slandered the hardest on my channel was Matt, and Luke came in second. Both of them are white. So let's not do. I really be trying to stick up for our people. I try to. She acted the same with Matt last season, went hard on him, but because we actually had to see it. But BS is BS, exactly. Telling my sister we know you care. Thank y'all for defending me. Because I'm just saying, like, obviously, if you watch my videos, y'all already know. Y'all know. You murdered my boy, Mike, not Brandon. I've not murdered Brandon. Yes, I have. I sure have. And then your argument is not even making sense. Because you saying I'm against all black men, but I'm sticking up for one black man, but not the other. Your argument is not making sense. You about to get blocked. Because you're not making any sense. So quit playing. People are people. It's just trash men who are. Exactly. I mean, tell it, my sister. We know you care. Mr. White Chocolate Chip in the building. Girl, he a troll. Ignore him. Yeah, he about to get blocked. But let's move on. And I'm ignoring the trolls. Let me just read this. I'm a faithful, dedicated fan of Married at First Sight. Never missed an episode. I have to say this is the wackest season. I agree. Thank you, though, Michelle. Thank you. So let's move on to who do I want to move on to next? Let's talk about Katie and Derek because, so far everything was peaches and cream with them, on the honeymoon. I personally felt like from the very beginning, on my very first review, I thought Katie should have not gotten married to Derek. She should have not gone through with it. I feel like somebody should have stepped in and blocked that from happening because it's just unethical to me for someone to marry someone and you're still contemplating whether you're in love with your ex or not. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like that's wrong on so many levels, especially when a man has come in here unattached, and he's really, trying to find the love of his life. He's never been in love before. That's really unfair for you to come in here and you are currently still in love with someone else. And I don't care what she says. Like, she says she's like trying every day not to be in love with him. Is he still here? Let me block him if he's still here. Because how do you block? I'm just going to put him in timeout because that's all I know how to do now. We'll figure it out. But yes. Okay, he should be. Okay, he should be 300 seconds. Anyway. Okay, back to what I was saying. I think it's so wrong for her to be married to someone who's unattached and she's still stuck on her ex. Her ex came in and played with her mind, but I think it's because he knew she was still stuck on him. Yeah, you can actively try to get somebody out of your head, but honestly, actively pushing somebody out of your head, you're still actively thinking about them. Let's be honest. Like, I'm just thinking about me. Me with my worst breakup ever. I had to oh, you asking for my Cash App? Hold on, let me put my Cash App in here. Can I type anything? My Cash App is La Vida Rosa. It's the $ LAVIDAROSA. I'm not finna block my blessing. I'm sorry, y'all. Brief intermission. But with my worst breakup ever, it took me, I had to block him. I had to delete his number. I had to And when I say block him, I meant from my phone, from all social media, every single app, delete all his pictures, just anything he gave me, I threw it away. Like, because I knew for a fact I didn't need him in my life. So when I know for a fact I need to cut somebody off, I'm cutting them all the way out. So any sort of sign or replica, anything that reminds me of you, it's gone, right? Even with me doing all of that, even with me, you know, trying to push him out of my mind, it took me a good, I'm almost ashamed to say this, but it took me like a good year for me to be completely done. Like for me to be completely over him, for me to like not like, oh my God, when I see his name or face somewhere, like it really took me a long time. It took me a year, like I said. And so especially if you, and then during that time you have to be working on yourself. You have to be like learning to love yourself, learning why you stayed and you shouldn't have stayed. Like it's a lot of, like, you have to work on yourself in the meantime. You can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna cut this person off and then just go. You have to actually work on yourself. Maybe I could have been over him sooner had I done that, but it took me like really trying to like really love myself and all this other stuff for me to get past somebody. I said all that to say it takes time. Like it takes a lot of time for you to get over someone, and you can't get over someone by jumping in a relationship with somebody else. That's why on one of my reviews I put rebound husband, because Katie is using this man as a rebound, and you married the rebound. You cannot marry the rebound. No one actually stays with a rebound. So yeah, that's just how I feel about that situation. Thank you. Put it down below or type it. I don't want to miss anything. I just don't even know how to type in the chat. I don't know if I can do it from my phone. Um, I'm gonna figure it out in a second. But let me read these messages. She did this experiment too quickly. She should have healed first. Exactly. I also feel like Katie and Derek's relationship. Y'all was getting Lorenzo out of here, buddy. Thank you. These experts need to be fired. You know what? I'm like, okay, are we going to give people real advice, or are we going to just give them advice to stick around and continue this show? Because, yeah, some of this advice is just clearly to make sure they stay. Can't do these 2 hours, is a struggle. My attention span. Yes, mine too. Like, it's so hard for me to pay attention, especially when it's just a bunch of filler. Like, ooh, let's paint my nails. I'm such a multitasker when I watch TV too. I wish they would do 3 couples instead of 5. I could even do 4, like they've been doing for the past couple of seasons, but 5 is way too much. Katie is still too attached to her ex. Exactly. About to be done. I don't even blame you for about to be done. Here, let me do this. That's my Cash App. Can you see it? I'm not blocking my blessings, y'all. And then if you want to do a super chat, I mean, you could. That's also you know, that's also an option if you want to do a super chat. Did you get it? Screenshot it, or is it backwards? Okay. All right, so let's move on to I'm trying to think. Well, let's move on to Mika and Michael. And thank you, by the way. Thank you. I'm sorry. My mind is everywhere right now. I'm so scattered, y'all. I'm going to get it together. Let's talk about Mika and Michael. Okay, so their situation is a little bit more complicated than I originally thought. Because both of them, oh my goodness, how do you block somebody, y'all? Like, I thought do I hit remove? No, that just deletes the message. I'm trying to like get rid of hide user on this channel. Does that block him? I hope that worked. The user's messages will be hidden. Okay. All right. Let me see. What was I saying? I'm so sorry, y'all. This live is a joke. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get it together. Okay, Mika and Michael. Okay. I think Michael has mommy issues. And I know he had a aunt to raise him. I know he had family. But there's something about him not having his mother that is affecting him. You know? Yeah, I'm trying to put it into words. It's hard for me to describe, but I recognize like mommy issues or daddy issues because I had daddy issues. I don't want to still claim them, but I had some issues with not having a father in my life. And so it's kind of easy for me to see. And then when he talked about you know, I don't know if Pastor Cal was trying to like say Mika needs to be a mother to him because he didn't have a mother, like, or just like a motherly, like, I didn't understand that. Like, I was so confused by that. That whole interaction that they had and him crying and saying he was a failure. I personally feel like he carries the burden of wanting to be that first person in his family that is married and can have a family, and maybe he wants to feel worthy of a family since, you know, he was adopted. Like it's I feel like it's more intricate. I feel like it's deeper. It goes really deep with him, and I feel like that would be a lot for any other person to deal with, right? Now Mika, on the other hand, is very analytical. I feel like both of them are very analytical. I feel like they're both overly analytical, right? They both overthink everything. I feel like he's in his head a lot. I feel like Mika is in her head a lot. But I feel like Mika is more willing to express herself even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's like kind of not needed. Maybe you could have kept that to yourself. I just feel like she just wants to make sure she puts herself out there enough so that so that she can, you know, so that she can be heard. You know what I'm saying? I feel like both of them in a way are misunderstood by one another. I feel like they're misunderstood by everyone else, by the audience. I feel like, you know, I hope y'all are getting what I'm trying to say. I just really feel like they're misunderstood, and I feel like there's something we're missing. I feel like there's something editing might have cut out of there. I see what some of people are saying, that Mika is just overly critical. I see what you're saying, but I really feel like Mika just wants to make sure that this man is, I think Mika is trying to make sure that this man is, you know, honest, and that he's not just trying to use her in any way, or, you know what I'm saying? Because it's easy. We've seen men on this show in the past be manipulators and, you know, not be so truthful. So I just feel like Mika is trying to protect herself, and I just don't think she has to be so rigid, if you see what I'm saying. Like, but I just don't agree with everyone being so harsh on Mika, because, you know, I feel like this is a difficult situation for anybody, and I feel like she's trying to learn how to navigate it. Similar to Deanna from last season, I feel like Deanna was very misunderstood. And by the end of it, we got to see a better look on Deanna of who she really is. I feel like Mika, once she opens up, we'll be able to get a better understanding of who she is. But right now, she's kind of got her defenses up because of something that he said that rubbed her the wrong way. And so until that gets resolved, I don't know how they can move forward, because it seems like that's just going to be a chip on her shoulder until then. Okay, I said a lot. I said a lot. I said a lot. I hope it made sense. I'm gonna read what y'all said. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Mika was way too extra on that last episode. Yes, needs a therapist. She seems like if it's not her way, then she doesn't care. I will agree. I do think Mika wants a lot of things to go her way, and her way is the right way. And I think she should be more willing to compromise on certain things. I don't know, something fishy in the water about those two. I don't know. The whole not using the cabinets or decorating thing makes me feel like he doesn't like getting too comfortable. That's a good observation. That's a good observation. Because it really weirded me out that he didn't have any sort of decorations. He his room did not look lived in. Like his room looked like he had just moved in there. Like you know how when you just move in somewhere and your stuff is kind of like scattered everywhere before you really get a chance to put things up. That's how his house looked. His room, he didn't really have a comforter on the bed. Like I mean, I understand bachelors lived a bachelor life. I totally get that, but at least the other men's apartment, even though it was like messy, it looked like they lived there. His just was bare. It was just bare. It was white walls. It was just a plain mattress. Um, he had the pan just sitting on the stove with the spatula in it. Like he needs a little warmness because it was just very cold in his house. And I agree. I feel like that says a lot about, you know, him not wanting to get too comfortable. I think Mike actually said the phrase because Mika said it exactly the same, but Mike keeps saying he didn't say it to saying it that way, but I do. I think I'm agreeing with you. I believe Mike said it, but I don't think he meant it the way it came out, and I think Mika received it all the way wrong. I believe those words were probably said, but I don't think he meant it like that, if that makes sense. Okay. Something is not connecting, meshing with those two, right? They don't look at each other in the eye. They be looking down at the ground. Like, I want them to actually, like, look at each other and, like, communicate and really express themselves, you know, better than what they are. Looking down at the ground, that is not communicating. He doesn't like getting settled in, and I feel like he's going to cause intimacy issues. I could see that. I feel like he's slightly an emotional manipulator. You never know. That might have been how he was able to get, you know, sympathy or attention when he was younger, you know. I thought it was weird that his cabinets were empty, and that was exactly me too. Mika too, both personal growth may have been inhibited. That could be true too, because Mika, she had to take care of her brothers and sisters. Mika is a really good communicator. I feel like she does a good job with saying what's on her mind, and I rather her say what's on her mind and just be honest and upfront than just sitting up there suffering in silence like some of these women did. I mean, I'm not finna suffer in silence. I'd rather her speak up. I was confused too. How do you expect intimacy from a mother-son relationship? Mika's here to be your wife, not your play mom. That's what confused me about that whole thing. I think Mika's way too critical. She can be very critical. They need to get over that planned situation. Like, it's time to get past it. I think they just need to go with the flow. Both of them are way too uptight. You know those natural girls, we on it. I think Mike and Mika want to be a super successful power couple right out of the gate. And we know that's not how it works. Now they're realizing, you know what, that's a good observation too, Natasha, because he's a principal, he's making good money. She wanted someone who makes good money because she makes pretty good money. And I agree. I think they want to be a power couple right out the gate, but y'all don't even know each other. Y'all got to get to know each other first. Y'all got to get on the same page. Like, it's a lot of more steps that has to come before y'all can just be in sync. Yeah, but if she's gonna stay, she really knows if she's gonna stay and she really knows he's lying, she cannot keep bringing it up. I agree with that too. I agree with that too. They need to get past that. He needs to let her have it, or she needs to get over it. If you're gonna stay, you're gonna have to get over it, because I mean, you staying, so you're gonna have to get past it. Mika was made to be a parent, so she may come across as such. I don't trust Michael, reminds me of my ex. That could be true too. Like she could take that role, like Jessica has taken that role with Austin. So maybe she don't mind, but I would feel some type of way. She wants him to be authentic. Exactly. When you're married, you have to move on from it if she's going to stay. Okay. I wonder how Greg and Deanna are doing. I love them. They're still together. They're still together. I just saw a post from them recently that they're celebrating Valentine's Day. Yes, hard when there's no trust. My ex was one way with me and another way with everyone else. He would use tears to get over. At the In the end, he appeared to be a good guy, and neither true. Austin didn't use sheets, just a comforter. And then he didn't know how often he washed his comforter. Like, who doesn't know? Who doesn't know how often to wash your comforter? He may have been coddled and not pushed because he was adopted. That's true. Then why doesn't he just say that then? I don't know. Like, some people are really bad communicators. They act like they're robots, especially they are very robotic. They are. I just want him to actually have the conversation instead of saying pageant answers. I agree. He needs to get real, but I think he's trying to save face on camera because he's the principal. She needs more practice active listening. I agree with that too. Oedipus complex. You know what? You might be onto something there. Mika literally the first second she walked in the apartment had a negative comment. That's true. She is very critical. Like, the first thing you see when you walk in the door is a trash can. Who cares? Who cares? Oh, that was my grandmother, y'all. Michael doesn't look at the camera straight on either. There seems to be extremely, yeah, he has like a disconnect when it comes to communication. She also said that she was a breadwinner, tired of being the main breadwinner. Yeah, that's true. I'm a teacher. I can't imagine being on this show as a teacher or principal or anything else dealing with kids. Amber from last season, she was a middle school teacher and she was on the show. Hopefully them kids love her and they just, was sticking up for her and her. Whew, they could have had a field day with that. I thought it was weird with Amber too. In a nutshell, they both need Jesus plus therapy. Yes. Some good counsel. I don't know about that being Pastor Cal, because Pastor Cal, he on the payroll. So, yeah, pretty much, I think that's pretty much it for Mika and Michael. Like, they're both they're both interesting. I'm interested to see how things are as they progress. Will they be able to make it? I don't know. Please, no spoilers. I don't want to know. I want to watch the season and I want to be surprised just like everybody else. No spoilers. So Cal is not it. I used to like Pastor Cal, but it's like the more time goes on, it's like he's more and more contrived. Like, you're not giving good advice like you used to. You're not really holding people accountable the way you used to. And I think it's because, he want to stay on the show. But that just makes your opinion matter less. Okay, so let's move on to Keith worked with kids. So did Iris. Iris worked with kids too. But I think the difference with that is they work with kids like, what do you call that? Not after school, but they worked with them on a closer level. So I feel like those kids, whoever they worked with, probably had a better relationship to where they may not, I don't think they would throw that in their face. Hopefully. I mean, that would be terrible if they did, but kids will do that. So yeah, let's move on to, yeah, Jeff D did work with kids. Jeff D was very cold. Like, you would think somebody that worked with kids would be able to be softer than he was. He was very cold towards his wife. They still together though. They do couples couch. I actually think they're one of the more entertaining people on couples couch. All right, Zach and Mindy. Zach, I mean, it's becoming more and more clear that he just want to be on the show. He don't even want to live with her. Like, how dare you? How dare you come on the show? You know what the itinerary is. You know what even Pastor Cal said. You knew what you were signing up for. You go, you get married, you go on the honeymoon, and you move in. How dare you not follow the rules? Who does understand what Zach is saying? Zach just talk like, I've never seen someone talk so much and say so little. It is painful. It's painful to watch them because clearly Mindy is actually trying. She actually really signed up for this because she really wants to, you know, find a husband. I feel like Mindy is like probably not ready to be married because she has experienced some serious emotional trauma that I don't even know if she's healed from, you know? Especially for her to want to be stuck in a relationship with someone who doesn't want her. Who wants to be in a relationship with someone who's emotionally unavailable that does not want you? There's something unhealthy about you wanting to stick around in that situation. Unless you want to be on TV too. I don't understand why. Why do you want to stick with? He is not that fine. Can we really be honest about this? And looks only take you so far. You know what I'm saying? Looks only take you so far. He doesn't really have much of a personality, if you ask me. Mindy is attractive, especially for her age. She's 34. She looks amazing. She's active. She seems intelligent. She has a lot going for her. You know what I'm saying? So you can find you somebody way better than Zach. Someone that actually cares, someone that actually is into you, somebody who is not gonna get married on TV for clout. Let me see what y'all are saying. The fact that he didn't add seasoning to them eggs explains a lot. Oh, that was funny, Deja. Zach is used to being Zach is used to being the smartest one in his friend group. Yes, I can see that. I can see that. And if you always want to be the smartest one in the room, you'll never learn anything. You'll never learn anything. You'll never grow if you're always the smartest. Why do you want to be the smartest person in the room? You know what I'm saying? That's like kind of a narcissistic trait. Experts need to make these people follow the rules and stop coaching people to stay in toxic relationships because it can harm self-trust and esteem. Very well said. Zach is a player who's accustomed to relying on his looks. He talks in circles because it works for him. Exactly. He's probably used to dealing with like ditzy type of women, you know, with shallow people that are not really gonna like hold his feet to the fire on nothing. Just like Amber last year with Matt. Exactly. I'm surprised Matt moved in with Amber. The way he acted, he never came home. He might as well not moved in. I respect Zach a little bit more for not moving in. Bruh, Zach not even cute. Exactly. He's very average in the face. The best thing to me on Zach is obviously, I mean, he has a nice body, but his hair. To me, that's his best physical feature. Other than that, he ain't even got no height or nothing like that. He believes he's brilliant. He needs to have several. She must have dated trolls. He is not. He's a clown. Exactly. He looks like a 98 Degree Member reject. Right. Right. He does look like a early 2000s person. She should have ran when his own mama said he's not that good at commitment. Matt wasn't cute either, but at least he was tall. Right. Mindy just act. And then, yeah, we can get on Mindy too a little bit. Mindy got to learn, you do not put all your cards on the table when you first meet somebody. You never put all your cards on the table. When you first met him at the altar, she turned to the crowd and said, he's gorgeous. From that point on, Zach felt like, I'm up here. He felt like he was up on his high horse, up on his pedestal. You cannot lay your cards out that quick. Never. Never with a man do you lay your cards out that quick. I'm sorry. Because they're going to take full advantage of that. Oh, she think I look this good? Oh, now he finna run amok. Because now he feels like he's the prize. To me, that was her first mistake. She set herself up for failure with that one. And then her overly, we kissed each other. He's so cute. You too excited. Like, if he were on the same level of excited, okay, let's take Jessica and Austin. They are on the same level of excited. They are on the same level of attraction. It's not one more than the other. Both of them, you know, they match. Mindy is, kiss me. And he's just like, yeah, I gave you a kiss, so what? Like, you have to match. You have to match. Just be like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Be real chill. Like, you giving him too much. You giving him too much. Goodness. Let him come 90, you come 10. Y'all remember, have y'all seen Hitch? You let him come 90, you come 10. You don't be coming a whole 100. Mindy be doing too much, girl. Don't do that. Mindy needs to get off the show and find someone who actually loves her and attracted. Does their contract say they can't leave before the 8 weeks are up? Because people, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering, like, can you not leave? Like, because that will also make sense why the experts give this terrible advice, because if they don't have no choice but to stay, of course you're going to give them advice to stay, even though they should leave. Listen, I said in the comments last week, I think the producers are up to something fishy. I think Matt and Amber were good for ratings, and they repeated that. I wouldn't be surprised. That, I mean, that could be why they did 5 couples, you know, throw a monkey wrench in one of them, you know, and try to have the others be successful, except it just don't seem like it's going to work out that way. I think Mindy needs love. I don't think it's for TV. She seems like she doesn't really have support. See, that's what I'm thinking. Either she has kind of like really low self-esteem right now, and she's willing to like get it from anywhere, you know what I'm saying, and willing to try, even though this man clearly don't want you. You want somebody that's emotionally unavailable like that. Something is wrong. So I was thinking either something is wrong like that, or she want to be on TV. But I more so think she just, you know, wants to make it work because maybe she wants to prove her family wrong. I don't know. If I was Mindy, I wouldn't have been turned up on that vacation. Not even. Me too. I would have just, you know what? That's what she should have did. As soon as he said, I'm not attracted to you or whatever, you just be like, from that point on, if you decide to stay, do not be all running up behind him. I'm gonna go do this. You can come if you want to. I'm gonna go do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop being all up under him, because obviously that's not working. She's insecure. She seems like she's looking for validation. Never mind. Don't tell me. I don't know. I don't care for the show, but I see you lie. It comes on Lifetime. The moment he stopped for the selfie, I would have been over it. Yeah, that was kind of cringy. She gave up the power and she's never gonna get it back. He's running out of steam. He can't keep up the persona. It takes a lot of energy to be fake. Exactly. He hesitated when Pastor Cal asked him if he wanted to leave. He sure did. That's probably why they recruited people. Mindy just needs to do some more diligent, critical thinking. Girl out here making all kind of dumb decisions. She needs to watch. He's just not that into you. Pastor Cal is getting them checks. He has another show? I didn't know that. She should have watched the reviews for last season. All of that's true. I agree with all of you. So, we agree. I mean, obviously, Zach just wants to be on the show, but he doesn't want to treat Mindy as a wife. That's trash. Mindy has needs to work on herself and loving herself before she can be with anyone else. Because if you're willing to be with someone who doesn't want to be there for you emotionally, something is missing there. So the final thing I'm gonna say about them is, you know, she's not used to any pretty attention or being with a guy as cute as that. She's super awkward and can't chill around him. I could see that. I could see her being like, oh, she thought he was so fine, she just can't chill because she can't imagine she would ever have someone like him, even though he ain't all that. She can't play the game. Even as a wife, you have to play just a little. That's what I'm saying, y'all. It breaks my heart to see a woman be that. I don't want to call her thirsty, but it's thirsty. It breaks my heart to see a woman thirsty. You can't be thirsty behind men. Men don't know how to act. They don't know how to act. I'm telling you, you can't. You gotta keep them guessing, make them wonder, you know, make them pursue. Because if you don't, you already lost. I think all the couples are trash fires waiting to happen. Dang, Lisa. I've been married for 6 years and I still play. You can't let a man get comfy. Where are Dr. Pepper? Okay, Dr. Viviana was on the phone call with Mindy one of these days. But yeah, where are they? My grandma always used to say, make sure a man like you more. My grandma said the same thing. My grandma told me the same thing. She said, make sure the man loves you more. Because women, we are nurturers. We know we automatically can reciprocate. But men, you gotta make sure they like you more. You got to. I promise. No, I can't. I really can't blame you, Lisa, because most of these couples are train wrecks. So let's move on to we did Mika and Michael, we did Zach and Mindy, we did Justin, Austin, we did Katie and Derek. So it's only one left. Brandon, and Poe Taylor. What a shame. They might as well not have experts. Exactly. What's the point of the experts? All I can do is shake my head at Brandon. I ain't never seen nobody act that trifling before on TV. Towards their wife, Taylor and her wig. I've been trying to avoid talking about Taylor and her wig because I feel bad for her. But let's just say it's noticeable. But I'm not going to go in because I like Taylor and I feel bad. Brandon clearly has mental issues. He having a breakdown on TV. Taylor and Brandon is straight dumpster juice. Brandon is very self-aware. He's very self-aware. Like, when you get down to it and you ask me, I'm sorry, y'all. Am I back? Okay. When put him in that position. Look, what I mean by self-aware, he can tell you exactly why he's doing what he's doing. Like, he can say, well, I'm not used to being vulnerable. I'm, this and that. He can express himself. I'm private. I'm this and that. The problem is, I feel like when he doesn't get his way, that's when he snaps. And he can't compromise. It's like, it's my way or the highway. And if I don't get my way, I'm flipping out on everybody. I mean, he flipped out on the producers. He flipped out on the cameraman. He flipped out on his wife. He flipped out, you know what I'm saying? He flipped out on everybody in the bus. Cursed everybody in the bus out because you didn't get your way. Threw his ring. Tantrum like a child. So, a lot of people are saying like mental breakdown, mood disorder. Possibly. But I just think Brandon is spoiled. I think Brandon is really spoiled. He went through something traumatic very early on as a child. When he was 8 years old, his sibling, I believe his brother, got killed. I don't know if it was in front of him or what, but it happened. And so I feel like because of that, he got coddled. And because of that, he, was spoiled, got what he wanted. And when he didn't get what he wanted, I feel like something like this happened, something similar. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why I'm just like, I don't think it's like necessarily a mental issue. And then when people get on this show, they have to pass the psych test. You have to pass the psych test before you can go on any reality show. I don't know if y'all know that. So people can't be completely like schizophrenic or bipolar or something, you know, that is clinically I don't know. I don't think they would match. They would actually let someone on the show that was like truly mentally disturbed. So that's what makes me think that. And then, like I said, Brandon is very aware of what he does. He's very aware. And you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Even talk to your friends and family. Exactly. Make sure you're not gonna go off the deep end. The fact that the only thing he wanted from his house was the air purifier, I would have. It's buffering, y'all. Y'all agree with the? Y'all don't think it's mental illness? See, I don't like to throw mental illness on people willy nilly, but I also don't want to like excuse it. No, that's what the psych test is for, is to diagnose if you have something. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna give you a, you know, make sure you are right. So yeah, that's what I have to say about Brandon. I just think Brandon is a brat. Plain and simple. Because he, you know, I feel like he's used to doing stuff like that too, because when he walked in, it was like, oh, I'm just gonna bring in flowers and oh, everything's gonna be okay. Maybe that's worked for him in the past. You know what I'm saying? He's probably brought flowers and it's been all right in the past. Yeah. That's just how I feel about Brandon. I feel like he's spoiled. I feel like he's a brat. I feel like he throws tantrums. And it's not okay. I felt the same way about what's that girl name? Elizabeth from last season. Elizabeth would throw tantrums the same way. And I feel like it was because she was spoiled. I mean, Jamie was a jerk too, but that didn't change the fact that she was spoiled. He doesn't have to be disturbed to have a mood disorder. He is manipulative and can pass the test if he's aware. Well, okay. I mean, I could see that, but I just feel like I feel like he know he gonna snap and he just let it happen. While most of us will probably be like, let me take a walk, let me calm down, let me just get through this. He rather go off. Some people have anger management issues, and I guess maybe that would be considered a mood disorder. I don't know, but maybe they should just give Taylor a tranquilizer gun. Taylor's face when he walked in. Yeah, Elizabeth was wild. I don't know if she's as bad as Brandon because she was able to hide it a little bit longer than him. But to me, they round about on the same level. When he brought them flowers, I just saw Matt from last season. Me too. Because when Matt stayed out all night long, didn't answer no phone call, nothing. We didn't know what was going on with Brandon. He just walked in like, what's up? Like he just got home from work or something. Ugh. Matt just puts a bad taste in my mouth. He got on my last nerve. I could not stand Matt. Elizabeth and Jamie are on a couple's couch. Like they weren't. That's what I'm saying. Okay, when I see them on couple's couch, I'm like, look, I don't need for y'all to have anything negative to say. Because as toxic as y'all was together, they're one of those people that will never leave each other alone. They're one of those people that will be fighting, cussing, and throwing furniture for the rest of their marriage. And they might be married for a very long time too. They're just one of those people. I can't. That's too toxic for me. At least they're still together. I hope they don't hurt each other. Does anyone have a favorite couple this season? I don't. I heard that his original match left, so they had to find a replacement. For who? Jamie? Who's original match? I feel like Austin and his wife are the faves by default. Exactly. I don't really look forward to them. Me either. Like, That's why I said I don't have a favorite. Like, they're the ones that I feel like are gonna make it, but that don't mean they're my favorite. I mean, I wish them the best. I hope they stay married, but they're kind of boring. What's up, honey? So, yeah, that's pretty much everybody. I'm just gonna leave it to y'all. Do y'all have anything else y'all want to talk about? Any more couples? Any couples from last season? Just y'all. I'm just gonna give y'all the floor. Let y'all talk. They are annoying and very surface level. I guess, yeah, they are kind of surface level. I mean, they just getting to know each other. So Brandon original match left 2 weeks before taping, so they had to find a replacement. Interesting. Cause I'm trying to see, like, he just shouldn't have been matched with nobody. That was the way he act. Cause I'm trying to think, would someone else would have changed anything? I don't think so. I think he probably would be acting the same way he's acting now. That's just how he is. I feel like we don't catch any genuine conversations. I agree. I wonder if they would have acted different. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if that would have made much of a difference. And yes, definitely dodged a bullet. But if anything, the girl who dropped out, she dodged a bullet. Poor Taylor, because that's not. I mean, that's don't match me up with nobody at the last minute. Like, I'd be mad if I found that out. Don't just be matching me up with someone. Don't let me be, you know, like on the Bad Girls Club, they would have replacements. Don't make me a replacement wife. That seems a little unethical too. Watch season 2 to see how those men did those women. It was tragic, including a restraining order. Are you talking about that Hispanic girl? And I don't know if he was Hispanic too. I just remember she was Hispanic, and he was just like such a rude man to her. Like, he was terrible. Like, he was one of the worst husbands on the show, and he eventually like threatened her, and she had to get a restraining order. Yes, Ryan and Jessica. Yes. Oh my goodness. And he was awful on the show. Like, he was terrible on the show. So I can only imagine what he did off camera. He was terrible. Like, he talked to her like she was a dog. Like, worse than a dog. He was, to me, that was abuse. He was verbally abusive to her. He basically said she wasn't nothing, and you know what I'm saying? Like, he was verbally abusive. It was a historical season. Yeah. Ray, you really you kind of missed the whole thing a little bit. We towards the end, but I'm gonna post this later, so you'll get to see it. I had another woman during their entire marriage. Now, I didn't know about that. Oh, I'm sorry, Lexi. Are you watching that? Have you not seen that season? Have you said who I think are gonna make it? No, I haven't said. I don't have any hope but for one couple, so I mean that's a quick little synopsis. I like watching Love is Blind. I've watched Love is Blind, and it's so boring, y'all. Like, I can't get into it. I stopped on episode 4 only because I wanted to see that blow up between the black couple. Oh no, I definitely watch it once it's posted. Someone in the comments told us, oh, don't do that. Don't do no spoilers. No spoilers, or you will get put on timeout or blocked if I can ever figure it out. Matt, Luke, and Brandon need to be on a spinoff. I married a mistake. Yep, Jessica said she found letters from the woman all along with the Valentine's Day card. That black couple was crazy. Which black couple? Oh yeah, they were. Love Island is trash but funny. I might watch that. I heard that was good. Um, but Love is Blind. Love is Blind is about as crazy as Married at First Sight, because you're talking to someone, like, you don't see the person, but you talk, like, I think over like the course of 2 weeks, you talk to different people, and whoever you match up with the most, y'all click the most, then the person will propose, and then only after they propose will you see each other, and then you kind of go on a vacation together. And I really don't know what happens from there because I didn't continue watching, but it's, you're supposed to get married like 4 weeks after that, so it's sort of like Married at First Sight. Not really, not with, it doesn't have as much commitment to me. I married a monster, right? Love is Blind is crazy. I love it. I started it yesterday. It's like a mix of The Circle and Married at First Sight. Yeah, that's a good example. Um, after this season, the name should be Divorced at First Sight. Love is Blind is terrible. I tried to watch it today after turn. It's so boring, y'all. It's so like lackluster. I think what they should have done with Love is Blind, instead of putting all attractive people, because even if you're not attracted to certain people, I think we can all admit most of those people on that show, you know, they're fit, they fit the standard of beauty for the most part, as far as being, you know, a certain weight. um Everybody is attractive. Like, there's no one that is not conventionally attractive on the show. And I feel like if they really wanted to do a show called Love is Blind, you need to put people in there that are not like the standard of beauty. Put someone who is a little on the chunky side. Put someone who is, you know, maybe it's a woman who's bald headed and don't mind being bald headed, very, you know, strong with it. You know, just different types of people, not just all attractive people. Because of course you can, of course if you talk to somebody you've never seen before, and then when you finally see them, they're attractive, you know, or at least baseline average, of course you're gonna be happy with what you see. Like, you feel like you talk to them enough, and then when you see them, they baseline attractive. Like, that's boring. Oh, that's boring. It would be much more interesting if they bought someone who wasn't you know, traditionally attractive. Maybe get one of these incels, these incel men, and throw them in some pods, and then put some women in there that you wouldn't, you know. I'm not saying that people have to be ugly, but just not traditionally attractive. That would make it so much more interesting than just a bunch of attractive people. It's so shallow. It's still shallow. Y'all trying to make it like Love is Blind. You fall in love with their personality first, but it's just attractive people. And a lot of those people were very shallow. I started watching that and got turned off by the black guy who had a secret. That's what I'm like. I'm not gonna ruin it for anybody who hasn't watched it, because it's somebody on here that watches it. But his secret, I was just like, it was predictable too. Low key thought at first it was a dating show for blind people. You know what? That would be interesting too. I would love to see blind people like date. Cause I've never, you know, you've never seen that. Like, that would be like kind of awesome to check out. People confuse lust and love all the time. True. Pastor Cal, new show Forbidden Love looks good. I didn't know. What show? What channel is that on? You're right. The contestants are generally attracted to almost everyone. Was happy with their match. Yeah, exactly. Like, what point are you proving here? There's nothing. There's no sort of. What's the point? Traditionally attractive, and the people who aren't attractive would be bullied off the show. I think if it's on Lifetime, I might have to check that out. You say that, but I think it would be kind of interesting, especially, okay, instead of it being like really quick, 2 weeks, let it be like you get to talk to these people over time. You know, sort of like catfish, but okay, follow me. Sort of like catfish, but not really. So these people would like be texting, they would be doing phone calls, they would be, you know, they would be doing the little pods where they meet kind of somewhat in person too, but then they'll have like more time to talk to each other. And let's do this over the course of maybe 2 months. And then once you really feel like you've gotten to know someone, even though you really can't get to know someone over 2 months, let's just say 2 months because it's still got to be a TV show. So over this time, y'all really get to know each other. Y'all talking, y'all talking, y'all talking. Y'all never seen each other. Y'all getting to know each other. Really, you know, getting to know each other. Y'all feel like, okay, ready to do the proposal. He proposes or whatever. Then after actually getting to know that person and really like falling for who they are as a person, maybe when you see them, you might be like thrown off, like, wow, like they're not what I thought at all, but I'm already invested in some way. So maybe that way, you know, there would be those shallow people who would, you know, be like, nah. But then I feel like for those people that are really truly trying to find a true connection or really want to be married, or, you know what I'm saying, not really concerned about looks, that probably could match up two people together that wouldn't normally find each other. That would actually be really good matches. But, you know, that's just a thought. It's on Lifetime about couples and families not liking each other. Like couples. Interesting. I had a problem with them being interracial. Ooh, that's a tough one because, I mean, if the family racist, what can you really do about that? Dating Around show on Netflix. Hope they have a second season. All right, y'all. So I've been on here for a little over an hour, and yeah, I didn't plan on staying on here too long. I just wanted to do a quick little recap of last week's episode, and I will try to do another live Friday. I'm gonna try to do lives on Fridays. That's when I'm gonna do the lives, so we can have a little time to process everything. And yeah, I might come back. Let's see. I think I'm gonna post a video on Monday. No, that's tomorrow. I might post a video on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm gonna do my Tyler Perry rant. First of all, I did a Tyler Perry a poll about Tyler Perry and do you like his content, and whether you watch it for its intended purpose or whether you watch it to, you know, nitpick and you kind of like point out all its flaws. I just want to know, do you actually watch his content? Like, do you support? Do you go to the movies? Do you watch it on Netflix? Do you watch his TV shows? Like, whether you're watching it for its intent or to nitpick, do you watch his shows? Because, yeah, I just want to see what everyone else's opinion is. I did a poll, so if you just want to answer in the poll, you can go to the community tab and answer there. I got this top from the thrift store. Mostly everything I own is from the thrift store. So, is there anything else? So yeah, look forward to that rant coming soon because I have a lot to talk about. Good night. Thank you for spending time with us on this Sunday evening. See you on the next live. Okay, see y'all. And yeah, that's it. No, it's too colorist for me and plays into stereotypes. David E. Tower plays are better and more entertaining. They are kind of colorist because, I mean, why are all the villains dark skinned and all the saviors light skinned? But that was actually one of the things I'm gonna discuss on my video. But I'll talk to y'all later.